listening to Awakening Media, part of the Black Talk Radio Network. For podcasts or live programming, hit them up at timeforanawakening.com.
Not a Wu-Tanger.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl POC. Hey! It's your girl POC. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. POC. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
They all sit and wonder why. I feel like I cannot hide. It ain't a question of pride. Oh, it's love. Oh, it's love. It's love. Oh, it's love.
Don't follow, support. Support Revive Radio and connect with us on all social sites at Revive_POC. Support Revive Radio. ReviveIsAlive.com.
They say I'm crazy.
It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl POC. Hey! It's your girl POC. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. POC. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
Yep, to the yep. You already know what time it is, man. It's me, your girl POC, host of Revive Radio. We are live right now on Revive is Alive, Revive is Alive, ReviveIsAlive.com. Today is a Winning Wednesday, so you already know we go back to back each and every Winning Wednesday. Shout out to everybody who tuned in this morning. You already know we actually played a pre-recorded episode this morning. We played a show back that was, I felt like needed to be heard again, honestly, truly. And I hope you guys caught that live on air at ReviveIsAlive.com. But you can turn your radios up each and every morning starting at 7 a.m. And then you can catch us live back at 8 p.m. on Time for the Awakening Radio. I appreciate Time for the Awakening for the love as always. But right now, we are in the parlor. I got my guy Neems.
Yo.
This is Barbershop Talk Time. You already know, man, every third week of the month we do a back-to-back week, jam-packed week with my guy Mindless right here. We start off each and every Monday with the Think Tank, and then on a Wednesday we bring it back with the Barbershop Talk at the Art Layer Shave Parlor. What's up, Neems? How you feeling today?
Good, man. I always say LeBron ain't the only one with a talk show in the barbershop.
yes, that is a fact, man. Shout out to LeBron though. He actually is doing some amazing things. He actually just had like Taco Tuesday for his entire foundation yesterday. I mean, he gave away tacos to everybody in his foundation yesterday. So LeBron's actually doing something, huh?
So you found it out today?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's something he been doing.
I didn't know about that. I heard everybody talking about that, though.
Yeah, that's something he out here doing. LeBron James blessing people with the Taco Tuesday. I love Taco Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? We need to have a Taco Tuesday roundtable discussion or something. You know what I'm saying? With some jerk shrimp tacos, some veggie tacos. Shout out to my girl Rhea. She in the building as well. Yes, man, definitely. But yes, today is a conversation. Everything we do here at Revive Radio is for you and about you. It's a football effect. So definitely, man, you guys can still call in as well. 215. Dang, it's been so long. 215-490-4832. 215-490-4832. Yes, man. Give us a call. Also, don't forget, you can drop your comments below Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are live on Facebook and Instagram right now. As soon as Jerron, Mr. Phenomenal, pushes the play button for us, which is right behind you, go ahead and push play for me. We will be live on both Instagram and Facebook. So definitely catch us. But today we have some amazing topics. We actually have some topics that you guys actually contributed to as well. And that's one thing that I wanted to do today was make sure that we had a conversation that was directly for the people and about the people, and how to do that with, adding them into the conversation.
Yeah, man.
But before we get started, I just want to simply, get everybody on the mic. How was y'all day? How was the Winning Wednesday going for y'all? Y'all winning this Wednesday? Y'all winning? What's up with y'all? Greg got one by him. Rhea got one with her.
Yeah. Oh. Ladies first.
Shout out to Mr. Phenomenal.
You catch the mic. My day is going well. I went to work, but then somebody alerted me about the active shooting that's going on.
Yeah, that was
in the police department. I was just like, wow. So I'm working hard to be empathetic right now, but my day is going well. It's almost Friday.
Shout out to that, right?
Paycheck coming through.
I wish.
And the crazy part about it is we actually was just talking about the shooting on Monday, and then we're back together on Wednesday, and we're talking about it again. It was one in 15th and Market, and then today it was up in North Philadelphia somewhere.
I believe 16th and Erie.
I'm not sure the exact location, but it's like, once again, when I ask you guys these questions, it's like, do we become numb to them? It's just a part of the city. It's just this, something that we should just adjust to and then protect ourselves. It's just only thing that we can do. What do you guys think about that?
Dang. I feel like with that, I wouldn't just get involved, For me, I never grew up that way anyway, being a part of the streets or nothing like that. And I feel like people should live their best to like be them, and like especially if you don't gotta trying to rep a street name or try to rep a gang. Like if you're not willing to live that life, because that life isn't the right life. And and it's unfortunate that some people have to live through that and gotta like survive to be able to make it through. Like if they like have to sell drugs to like make a way of money because they don't have no other way of making money. So I feel like you do your best to live through positivity. You do your best to create. You might not be able to create a world, but you can create your own world of love. You create your own world of joy. Create your own world of having a heart for other people and being kind to other people and not try to be violent in the world. Like we have to in this society today, we have to bring so much peace, so much love to other people and listen to elder people who are trying to teach us the right way. And I had a couple of snaps, like I was looking on my old snaps on Instagram. I was talking about just bringing peace to other people. Make sure you help out older people who can't even shovel up the snow on their porch or anything like that. Help them to be able to get more help and keep progressing, because you're going to be the next generation after that, and there's going to be other people who are going to be looking up to you and trying to get that wisdom. So let's make a difference. Let's make a positive change to the world. That's just how I see all that.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's why that is, a word from Mr. Phenomenal right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And one thing I wanted to say, too, was with police actually being the ones being shot. And typically it would be the other way around. So when you hear about, a shooting, a standoff, whatever you want to call it, and it actually ends up with the police being the ones, having to be rushed to the hospital, being the ones that, that got shot, does that change the narrative of shootings? Does that change the narrative of how we think about it? Because, you know what I mean? It's like, that's part of their job. You know what I mean? That's like if a firefighter goes into a burning house and he comes out with a burn, we don't necessarily get upset that he got a burn. We're like, that's part of his job, If a cook goes and drops the hamburgers on the floor, he just got to make the, hamburgers again. What's your thoughts?
I don't want to. That's kind of insensitive.
I'm asking. I want to know.
No, I don't agree with that. Like, because like that, then I don't feel like you're human if you're thinking like that.
Because you don't have any empathy.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, yeah, it's his job, but you don't want nobody to happen to anyone. Like,
and I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. But I'm just saying, we have to look at it in a different perspective. There are people out there looking at a different perspective, because a lot of people are not sending their condolences to these officers' families. They're not saying, "Oh my gosh, let's figure out what happened and so this doesn't happen again." They're like, "Oh well, that's part of their jobs." I'm just asking. I'm not necessarily saying I'm the insensitive one here. I'm just saying that is a possibility.
I mean, I think it's a fair question. I have mixed feelings when it comes to my thoughts with the police, but I don't want bad things to happen to good cops.
Okay.
And I think that's where I'm at with this. I don't want good things to happen to the good cops.
Yeah, that's real.
And I can agree with that, because all cops are not bad cops. So I can agree with that. Okay.
Nah,
maybe
that's
that's
real.
the soft side of me. I don't want anything to happen to anyone, good or bad. Like,
no, I definitely hear me.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. My immediate reaction, and don't judge me, and I probably shouldn't even say this on air, but my immediate reaction was just like, dang, that's crazy. But they kill black and brown people every day.
You're not the only one, and that's why I had to put that insensitive question out there.
And I was talking to my old supervisor.
Thank you for being transparent.
And I was just like,
thank you very much.
And then it hit me, and then one of my followers had put up, like, pray for the Philadelphia Police Department, and then her caption actually kind of made me reframe my thoughts, and she said that, unfortunately, it's crazy, but that could have been our family. And then I thought about how we don't really feel things or even think about things until it happens close to home. So I just had to kind of reframe. But my immediate reaction was, wow, that's crazy. And now they're going to get all their bros and people to come after this lone shooter when it happens every day. So I felt very conflicted, especially being in the field that I'm in.
Exactly. And that is the reason why I brought it up.
I was kind of confused when they said 6 cops got shot. and they got like 50 cops out there.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah,
just
the
like,
pictures
what
look
was
like
their
it was-
tactics looking like? You know
The
what I
pictures
mean?
look like it was squad. Like, you know what I mean? They
didn't
pulled
even-
all the way up.
You know, I don't know when they send SWAT in there, but normally you don't hear about no police shootings like that. You know what I mean? Like, you got a whole group of people take care of that before that happens. So
And I think it's a larger question of kind of like how we respond to violence as a community. And I think that I can only speak for myself, but I think as a community we are. But I think we're so used to it being quote unquote black on black crime, and so when we hear, oh my gosh, a law enforcement or a first responder got shot, then that changes the narrative, which is wild in itself. But
And just to get a little more details to the story, so according to CNN, the officers were in the kitchen in the house when the shooting got started. Many of them had to escape and flee the scene through windows and doors. Rose, who is reporting this story, said that no officers were threatened, which I guess accordingly means that all officers survived and lived.
So how did this start? What is this? Like, what? I don't watch.
I don't have the full details about how it got started.
I read something in an article, I think it was by ABC or somebody, that they said that it was a narcotics officer that went to the house and tried to serve a warrant, and then shots started to ring out after that. Yeah. So,
So once again, it's part of your job. Right. It is. I mean, like when you do things like when you sign up to protect and serve, you know what I mean? You're protecting and serving where there may be danger. That's the definition of protecting, because some sort of danger has arisen. So it's really, I'm not saying it in a very insensitive way, like, yo, we shouldn't feel some type of way that, these officers were put in a situation where their lives could have been lost. At the same time, it's like, thank you for doing your job. That's just as simple as what it is. It's like, thank you for doing your job.
I'm thinking they probably got shot, like, because when you go to serve a warrant, you normally going, like, you're not going by yourself. You're going like 2 or 3 other cops, just in case something ring out. So it probably could have happened around that time, and they got hit. And just called back up. Everybody came, because when you hear 6 cops get shot, like, the whole city gonna come through. So,
and what's real? Because my mom called me. My mom in DC, and she's like, "Yo, you better not be in North Philly right now." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
I got the same call. My girl called me.
I had to go do my research.
Like, babe, I'm
to
at
figure
work.
out what was going on.
I got the phone call.
I'm
at the shop.
A bunch of cop cars flying down the boulevard. They were all driving on the median and everything just to go down towards that direction. I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Especially with all these mass shootings happening now. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got to react. You don't know what's going on.
Definitely have to react. Definitely have to react. And I want to switch gears a little bit, because we were talking a little bit about police and different things like that. I want to talk a little bit about A$AP Rocky and his verdict. So we all know he got arrested in Sweden about a month ago. He actually did a month in prison. That's something that I did not know. He did a whole month in prison for the situation that happened in Sweden. So the verdict of A$AP Rocky's assault case is final. He has been found not guilty. However, he does not have to serve time. I apologize, behind bars because of the 30 days that he did. But at the same time, he still has to pay fines and restitution to the guy that he was so-called assaulted at the time. And even though he was not found guilty, he still has to. So this was the confusing part to me. So even though he was not found guilty of the actions of actually assaulting the guy, he still has to pay restitutions to the guy that he was not found guilty of assaulting. And I wanted to ask you guys this question. Is that okay? Like, do we just walk away and say, all right, good, I don't really want to deal with this no more, I'm going to just pay up? And this is one thing that I'm finding we're doing in a lot of different cases. It's not necessarily just this A$AP Rocky situation. The reason why I brought this up is because I see myself doing this too. Like, for example, there's a parking ticket, right? You know that you did everything right, but at the same time, they're still saying you're at fault. But because you keep going back and forth with the PPA, you're like, forget this, I'm just going to pay you the $100. Why? You know what I mean? Why do we allow the system or people to allow us to fall victim to those things? I wanted to ask you guys this question because I knew I wasn't the only one. What y'all think?
Nah,
should he pay the money or should he keep fighting?
I don't think he should pay that, because we all seen what happened in the video that was surfaced before that. But also, this is 2 different countries we talking about.
Okay.
And I heard that it took a lot of people to have to go to Trump and say something to try to get him out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of details in that, you know what I mean, that we probably don't know about, of course, that happened. So I'm not sure exactly why he has to pay it. But, I mean, from what we know, I don't think he should pay that because, you know, you're not there to fight. You're there to protect yourself and put on a good show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's crazy.
So when it comes down to paying out that money, what you think, Jerron? Would you pay out that money or would you keep fighting? Because you know you didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. How you going to find me not guilty but still make me pay up?
Right,
I should be able to walk away from that situation.
I think
you should be paying me for the time that you took me away from my job.
Exactly. That definitely is an unfair situation. I do believe, like, the reason why we get caught up in those systematic decisions is because...
And, Jerron, I do want to correct myself. He was found guilty. That's what I'm saying. He was found guilty, but doesn't have to serve time, but has to pay for the restitution for the guy he allegedly assaulted.
They're trying to get money.
For me, I probably... And the reason why we get caught up like that, like, having to pay is probably because we don't want to build no bad relationships.
That makes sense.
Or, like, so we can keep our credibility in whatever area that happened in. So that we can keep going there, make our moves there, and not try to mess up our reputation there. So, because people can get blackmailed if they, like, try to push it anymore and rebel against that. So, he's probably just playing the safer move by, you know what, I'm going to just get this out the way and pay it off. Because that's what I would do.
You would just pay it off?
I probably would. I ain't gonna let that hold me down in my life. I probably would too.
Just pay it off, and that's the mindset a lot of us have.
Even though it's not my fault that it happened, but like if I don't want it to like keep like if I don't want it to like keep going, and I know it can just end right there, about just getting rid of the choice and like not doing what he didn't have to spend no more time if he paid it. I don't.
Yeah, he doesn't have to serve any time in prison.
Well, yeah.
They just trying to get money like the
and
PPA.
And then he already rich too, right?
Yeah, he got money.
That's
so
why.
So my man, that ain't nothing. He can make that back again. I would.
What you think, Greg? What you think?
I think I'm gonna have to quote. What's it, Lil Duval?
Lil Duval?
A$AP Rocky's living his best life. He ain't going back and forth.
All right, so just let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Let it go.
I can't be spending my time chasing after everything that has a lot of back and forth.
Okay.
So if I can afford to move on, I'm moving on.
Okay, I feel you a little bit. I'm the type that's actually going to go back and forth a little bit. I'm the type that's going to try to see what I can do. You know what I mean? Especially if I know I'm not in the wrong. If you know I'm not in the wrong, why are you telling me I'm not guilty, but still telling me I got to pay some money? You actually technically lost money for me because I sat in prison for 30 days in a foreign country, not making any money.
But that's the thing. I got to work with the U.S. I got to work with another government. That's a lot going on.
That's
you can't get that city ticket paid back. You want me to argue with the U.S. and another country?
That's too powerful.
I'm not going back and forth.
You're talking about federal level
because they got a lot of lawyers involved. They got a lot of business involved. So I mean, like I said, it's deeper than we know.
Yeah,
it is.
And then he probably getting caught up with some past altercation too that they can probably get on them.
Nah, they can't throw that on them. It's in another country.
I'm just saying.
It's tough though.
I'm just saying.
There's always there's always the right time to do the right thing, but sometimes you just got to move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to move on. All right. Man, Rocky, we hope you know what I'm saying, that situation work out for you. I hope they don't, you know what I'm saying, get into them pockets all crazy. And then that's that foreign money, so he got to go change the currency on that dollar. Right. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, it work out for him.
Yeah.
All right, but we're going to get into it. Shout out to the Jayz question. We're going to actually save that because I have an entire little debacle I want to go on with that situation. I'm actually mad. This is the first time I've ever been mad at Jayz for a decision that he made.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, without Colin Kaepernick?
I had to put that down.
It's just so. I don't even want to get into it because I got a lot to say. But let me get into one topic. So shout out to Greg because obviously this is his. All right, but so what we're doing too is I'm reading off the topics and the questions that the people who are here right now actually wrote down for us as well. And if you're tuning in, you got something to join in. Once again, you can hit us up at Revive_POC, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. What is something you wish you did more of together as people? What is something that you did more together as people? That's a great question. So what is something you did more? True. Jump in the conversation real quick.
Yeah, the spirit of the question is, what's something that you wish we did more together as a people?
Yeah.
Oh, where's the iPad?
Oh, True got the iPad. It actually died. It's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. He was on his job. That's why he's so phenomenal. That's why he's so phenomenal. Yo, but jump in on the question, True. What is something that you think we did more of as a people?
This is going to sound so cliche, but I think just coming together, like, and when I say coming together, I think about things like a Dune Day. I think about things like the Roots Picnic and just different spaces, like for black and brown people, not excluding anybody that doesn't look like us. But I think that when we think about the Roots Picnic and the Dune Day, all we think about is black girl magic and black excellence. And I think that there's never any drama or anything of that nature. So if it could just be those vibes all the time, then that would be amazing. Like, I feel like, because at a Dune Day and a Roots Picnic is like, yo, I like your outfit. Or men are complimenting men, women are complimenting women. And we don't have that same energy on a daily basis. I think women are more inclined, nothing against men, but I think women are more inclined to be like, yo, sis, I see you. Oh, my gosh, that twist out is amazing. And I feel like if a man likes something, he'll just look at it, or this is what I've noticed. Or sometimes if he really likes it, he'll be like, yo, bro, I like your shoes. But it's not necessarily as accepting. So I think if we can get back to just having safe black and brown spaces and really just talking to one another and open up those lines of communication, then we will be fine.
That's real.
I feel you. Throw some shade at us guys while you're answering the question, though.
I feel you. What about you, Jerron? What you got for it? What do you think that we can do more of as people?
Memes. I like the barbershop.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
See how easy that was?
Great example straight off the bat.
Let's go.
Shout out for writing the book.
Facts. Thank you. You too, my man. Your podcast awesome. Facts.
One thing that I would say that we can do more of as a people, and this is, I guess, because I'm a business person, support. We can just simply support, and supporting black-owned businesses does not mean free. Does not mean that everything we offer will come free. It does have a price. Actually budgeting for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Don't have an event where you're inviting small businesses and entrepreneurs and expect them to work for free. Please support with the pockets and the dollars. It costs to transport ourselves there. It costs for us to stay there while we're there, because time is money. So obviously if we're spending time wherever we are, we're not making money anywhere else that we could be. So just, honestly supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs. And even if you don't have the budget as far as something that is tangible with the dollar, it could be a barter. You know what I mean? Exchanging services, exchanging goods, seeing the greater good of what we can do together, the collaboration. So just this little simple thing that is free 99, and it's called support. It's just that much. And not always supporting by, just saying, oh, well, I liked it on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, the social networks and the enters of net is fine, but it's moral support. It's physical support. It's mental support. You know what I mean? It's motivation. It's accountability. There's so many other things that you can do. Like, just calling me and saying, yo, I seen you did this event. I know you're exhausted. Do you want some water? Something that simple. That was tedious, but I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying?
I'm going to piggyback off that, too. I don't know if you seen that from Devin Coulter is his name? Let me see. Yeah, Devlin Carter. Okay. He was on the Breakfast Club. He was talking about that exact thing yesterday.
With the shoe.
Yeah,
the guy
with
the
shoe. Designer.
Actually, went to go look him up, too. He got some really good clothing.
He got some stuff. Yeah. And he was saying the same thing. He was like, black-owned businesses, black support black, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like your movement, what you got going on and stuff. Send me some product. And they hit him back like, you got to pay for this stuff still. Like, black support black, but support ain't free.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, I can say you're doing something, and I can promote you and show you all that stuff. I still got to pay.
Facts.
Like, my homie got a brand called Torture. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I can't afford his stuff, but I support what he doing. I'm always promoting him to people and saying, yo, support my mans. When he drops something new, that's what you got to do. If you really want to support, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is.
And you don't call, other businesses, other big name businesses, and ask them, for favors or discounts or rebates or anything like that. So I would just say also respect it. Something that we can do as people too is respect the little person. You know what I mean? Whether it's a woman or a man, like physically respect the grind and the hustle. And if you do see a flaw in the grind, put out some critique. Don't put out criticism. It's other ways that you can actually help the grind if you see a flaw in the grind. That's my guy right there. Shout out to Mr.
We
Phenomenal.
on live right now,
yes.
acting goofy.
Yes. True, what you was about to say though?
No, I would just maybe I'm just thinking deeper, but I think even we've gotten so far away from the motto "It takes a village to raise a child," and I think that everybody is so individualistic now, and everybody's like, "I'm just concerned about."
Is that a word?
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm just concerned about me and mine, and like we don't even check children anymore. And I say that it's just like your little boy can be cursing his grandma out on the block, and you're not going to say nothing because you don't want to get cursed out. Whereas when I was growing up,
who gonna curse you out, the grandma or the little boy?
Both of them. Both of them.
Who gonna curse you
the
out?
little boy and the grandma. But I think at the end of the day, it might get real. It just might get real. But I think that was just a simple example. But I think we've just gotten so far away of being like, yo, like that's my bro and that's my sis. And it doesn't have to be on a Joe type of time. It just has to be like we have to hold each other accountable and really just kind of create like that family atmosphere and that community atmosphere. And that's something that we really don't have anymore.
Facts.
And we don't have real cartoons, but that's a whole nother story.
Accountability.
That's a whole nother story.
We're gonna bring that topic up later. Accountability. That's a big topic for the day
Yes.
because we were talking about that earlier.
And Greg, it's your question. Jump in. What do you think we could do more of?
I agree with the stuff that's been said so far, and I think maybe to piggyback on the business thing, we should also talk a little bit more about money. I remember growing up, we didn't talk about how much money you made at doing something, or I remember growing up trying to show that I had money.
Facts.
What I wore.
People still doing that.
And now, what if the conversation was about how much wealth I had? Well, then I wouldn't be trying to walk around showing you'd have money. I'd probably go buy a place.
Exactly.
And if I had my wealth, net worth stamped on my head, I probably would operate with money differently. I might try to own things instead of buying and leasing a car. So I just think talking about money relates to even your business point about supporting each other. It costs money to do things.
So you're pretty much saying that we need to have more money conversations, more financial conversations.
Yeah, financial literacy is unfortunately low, but it's not that it's something that can't be learned.
Facts. Honestly, it needs to be unlearned and relearned if we're going to really get into it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us have extremely bad spending habits because we picked up other habits by just simply watching and seeing what was around us or in our environment. So when it even comes down to saving, flipping, investing, you know what I mean, understanding stocks and bonds, it's impossible because that wasn't even a conversation.
No, you're right about unlearning. I remember a conversation when I was younger about, would you rather be rich or would you rather be happy?
I would rather be happy.
But affluent people don't have those conversations. They talk about both. Like, why are we even having a conversation about should I be happy or have money?
Happiness like don't start with millions.
But to me, that's an example of something to unlearn. It's a conversation not even worth having.
Because me personally, I would rather be happy than to be rich because happiness is like an abundant feeling. You know what I mean? It's something that money can't even bring you. You know what I'm saying? You can have the most money in the world and still be unhappy.
You can be. But to me, to your point about unlearning, it's to even have that as a question means that we may think it may be hard to become rich or to have a good relationship with money. So my thing is, I'd rather us have a conversation about how do you have both? Because both can be aspirations to have. Like, we shouldn't be thinking that it's going to be hard to get either one of them, especially the money piece.
Okay, Mr. Economics.
Like, wouldn't you be happy if you had better taxes?
So with that being said, Mr. Economics, what are some ways that we can have both?
I would say one is to start having conversations and learning more about how money works.
Okay.
Because a lot of things start with just awareness.
Facts.
The other would be, I got a social worker sitting next to me, but whether it's reaching out to a counselor, therapist, coach, to have conversation about what is your relationship with money.
Mindset.
That is something you work for as opposed to it working for you. It's something that comes sometimes, not all the time. So change your relationship with money and then also learning more about it are quick ways to start getting on the right track to having both.
Also, We got Google. It's not hard nowadays to become your own financial advisor. I'm learning that now. Just asking the right people and also just doing the research. You know, why do certain people acquire land over other people? Or, you know, why do certain people get tax breaks and other people don't? Like small stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I was watching some YouTube videos today on real estate.
Exactly.
Awesome. YouTube University and Google College is a thing. It's a real thing, actually. A really big thing. And I'm learning that myself because a lot of people are really starting and creating businesses off of YouTube. You know what I mean? Like those little 10 cent, 30 cent checks start to add up after a while. So definitely don't slip on the grind. It's so many different ways that you can actually make money. So many different ways that you can actually make money. But we're going to go to a quick break. Right after this break, I want to talk about this Jayz, Rock Nation, NFL link up. I actually want to play a clip too, which is going to give us a little bit more detail and insight about what the deal was, what the deal actually is, what they actually signed on to, because a lot of people are making up these conspiracies and different things like that. So I want to make sure that we have the facts before we get into a live him revive, man. Once again, we at the Art Leia Shave Parlor, man, up here in, what is this called? Northern Liberties?
Northern Liberties.
Yes.
Second and Brown.
Yes, man. We're doing this every third Wednesday of the month, so you do have the opportunity of joining in on this conversation all the time, every Wednesday. I said that right?
Winning Wednesdays. You
Winning
said Thursday.
Wednesday. Oh, my bad, man. I'm everywhere. I'm already in Thursday. I'm trying to tell you, y'all.
Think fast Thursdays.
You got to, man. You already know what time it is. Turn your radios up. Spread the word. Spread the message. Shout out to everybody who's here right now. We truly appreciate your guys. Boy.
Best-selling author of He Can Be Faithful and Your Transformation Coach. Tune into Revive Radio.
I know you see me on the video. I know you heard me on the radio. But you still don't.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. It's me, your girl, POC, host of Revive Radio, man. We are live each and every morning, starting at 7 a.m., man. Revive is alive. I need y'all to turn your radios up. Spread the word, spread the message, man. Stay locked to Revive Radio each and every morning, getting this good morning mix with me, your girl, POC.
Find more information at reviveisalive.com. That is reviveisalive.com, because Revive is Alive 365.
speaks of a universal need, says woman is the new black, talks picket signs like I've never marched before, talks injustice like I never met a cop before. When she hushes me, then speaks on my behalf. Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman when the moon is full? When my mother rolls my naps in her palms, my father shouts Harambe 7 times on New Year's Day. And I've been writing this poem for 3 years straight. Ain't Sojourner Truth been doing the same? Ain't Bell Hooks? Ain't Intozaki Shange? Ain't this a story that never makes the news? The vacant space that fills the airwaves, the silence of unwritten eulogies. Ain't this Liberia? Ain't this Haiti? Ain't this North Philly? Didn't a white girl closed mouth smile at me today? Tell me I'm beautiful, then hack apart my body. Wear my lips, ass, and hair like a costume. Didn't she sell all 13 of my children and lynch my husband? Didn't she ask me to be quiet one too many times? Didn't I bruise a black man's ego swole today? Ask him to stop calling my scars sacrifices, calling my suffering an inconvenience, a blemish on the black man's movement, as if MLK didn't suck milk from a black woman's tit. But ain't I a bitch? Ain't I bitter? Ain't I divisive by accident? Don't I complicate the revolution with all my grievances? Ain't I still grieving? Ain't this my middle finger? Ain't I finally done apologizing? I am not an obstacle to navigate through. I'm the reason you are breathing. The feet that trod out the path, even the light that subverted all your darkness. Am I not the pulse of every one of your revolts? Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman? Ain't this a rhetorical question?
Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a startup business? Are you a local business? Are you an artist? Are you looking for someone to distribute your content? Revive Radio is the place to be. Come advertise with us at Revive Radio right now. You can find that advertising page at reviveisalive.com. Once again, reviveisalive.com. Advertise with Revive. We are reaching thousands of millennials all across the world. And once again, reviveisalive.com is where you can find that information.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. About that time. It's your girl POC. Hey! It's your girl POC. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. POC. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
Yep. You already know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl POC, host for Revive Radio. We are back live on Revive is Alive. Revive is Alive. ReviveIsAlive.com. Don't forget to spread the word, spread the message. Tell a friend to tell a friend to click that link in our bio, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_POC. It's going to take you directly where you need to be, which is ReviveIsAlive.com. And don't forget, man, all we are asking for is $1. Click that donation button at the bottom of our homepage at ReviveIsAlive.com. Also, as soon as you get there, it's going to pop right up at you. You don't even need to go looking for it. Subscribe to that YouTube channel as well as the newsletter so you can stay locked with everything we got going on. Also, mark your calendars, August 25th. We're back at Herbology as well for our next event with Herbology, which is Ask the Doctor. So if you are interested in becoming a patient, a medical marijuana patient, let me be, correct. If you are interested in becoming a medical marijuana patient, our sponsors over there at Herbology. The next sign up will be August 25th. Your girl POC will be in the building, so you can definitely come with me. I'll help you through it, talk you with it, whatever you gotta do. But definitely don't be shy. Come through. And also don't forget, we're back in DC on the 13th of September. More information about that is coming out too. Shout out to everybody at We Act Radio for inviting Revive Radio back too for another live broadcast down in the DMV area. But I want to get into it today. So announcements came out about Jayz, Rock Nation, this whole NFL situation. I have a lot to talk about on this situation, but of course we got people in the building with us right now as well who's going to join in on this conversation. I want to know what you guys are thinking before I even get started, because I don't even want to be biased, and a lot of y'all, has some very intelligent minds, and we want to hear it live on air. So let's get into it. But before we do that, we're going to play a quick clip from Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose, well, actually it's going to be some information about what happened in the deal, the contract, and so on and so on. But we're about to do that right now, and then we're going to get into Jalen Rose's comments.
The league has announced that it is partnering partnering with Jayz's Rock Nation to lead the NFL's endeavors in music and entertainment. As part of the agreement, Rock Nation will advise on the selection of artists for key events, including the Super Bowl. This got a lot of attention yesterday on social media and beyond. Let me get some more specifics for you here. The deal calls for Rock Nation, which will also reach out to artists who are not attached to the company, to consult and collaborate on the production, promotion, and marketing of live music events. A Pro Bowl and live visual album may also be produced. It's a partnership that serves as a commitment from both parties to amplify the league's Inspire Change initiative.
Okay, so did you guys understand what he said? Did you guys understand what he was saying, what the contract actually detailed? Yes, so pretty much what Rock Nation is going to be doing at this current time is blending the culture, right? Jay-Z, well, not Jay-Z specifically, but Rock Nation will be handling all of the music, the media, and the news and the promotions as far as the NFL going forward. So we already know that Jay-Z had his athletic company anyway with Rock Nation, where, you know, he was doing it for the athletes. So this would pretty much be helping them on the business side, because they're not necessarily signing athletes. They're signing entertainers to actually be involved with the NFL. So it's about the entertainment side of the NFL. So like whenever someone is singing the national anthem, right? Or whenever someone is performing, you know, at the halftime, or, you know, whenever they have like a special guest or something like that, or a speaker, anything like that, Rock Nation will be heading that now. And that part is understood as a business person. I completely understand his methods to the madness. But at the same time, there's so much missing from this deal that is not really helping the culture itself. So I'm going to play like maybe another minute or so what Jalen Rose said. And his first initial statement, like, put fireworks in my brain. I was like, really? This is for hip-hop?
And so we are delighted to welcome Jalen Rose into the conversation.
Good morning.
How are you, Jay?
Good. How are you?
And I was really interested to hear I know how well you know Jay-Z and all of that. What was your take when you saw this news, which came as a pleasant surprise to me yesterday?
And shout out to Rock Nation. And I know Victor Cruz will echo the same thing. Good morning, family and brother. It's a standing ovation and a full embrace to the hip-hop culture, first and foremost. And for those that heard the lyric, Jay-Z saying that he was going to overcharge people for what they did to the Cold Crush, it's actually happening. So standing ovation, hip-hop. What does this mean for the hip-hop? What does this mean for the NFL? I'm sorry. That the shield for the last few years has not been bulletproof. People have been taking shots at it, whether it's about concussions or opioids, domestic violence, race relations, and even the office highest in the country, let's just say that, taking shots at the NFL. So now, why does this partnership with Rock Nation, and it's not sports, it's Rock Nation, mean so much to the NFL? It creates a level of validity, a level of credibility. And it's not an apology, and it's not an admission of guilt for the NFL to be doing this, in particular an owner like Robert Kraft, who was influential in trying to get Jay-Z with Roger Goodell, who they're both going to meet and sit down today for the world to see. It's just an opportunity to bridge a gap. And Jay-Z has created the level of autonomy, becoming a mogul, to be able to now push this and take it a step forward and carry the baton to bring all sides into the room and create a level of credibility that benefits all involved.
Yeah,
So that was Jalen Rose and his comments, right? So pretty much what I'm not even going to say, you guys heard what he said. I can't speak for Jalen Rose. So I want to know what you guys think based off what we know about the deal, and then what you actually put together, if you went into it, thought about it, if you read an article about it, and also what Jalen Rose just said too, based on what's going on with the Jay-Z and Rock Nation and the NFL situation. I would love to hear your thoughts. Anybody?
Before we get started, I'm slightly confused.
Okay.
Someone remind me, because I forget the guy's name, but he had a song with Drake, Sicko Mode. What was it?
Travis Scott.
And he performed at the halftime of the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
But leading up to the Super Bowl,
yes, sir.
Just help me. I just want to make sure my memory's correct.
We on the same page. We on the same page.
I just remember people like, you can't perform at the NFL. Colin Kaepernick don't have no job. They not doing good about us black folks. And Rihanna was like, don't do it. There was a bunch of other people, and there was this guy, I think named Jayz, who also said, don't do it.
I
Don't,
think it
don't,
was this
don't mess
guy.
with the NFL.
Sean Carter is his name.
And so was it don't do it unless I'm the one who's booking you? Like I'm so that's my first thought. I'm trying to maybe there's a game beyond checkers and chess that I still need a few minutes to digest that I don't know that he's playing.
Facts.
But
it's called the Billionaires game.
At quick glance, I'm thrown off just by knowing what happened literally this year.
And that's why I said it's a method to his madness. I know it is, but at this current time, it's like right over the top of my head. Because even in the album that he dropped, quote me, please tell me if I'm wrong, 444, I think that was 2018 when he dropped that, right? Or am I wrong? That was 2017? I got to do my research on that. But the most recent album that he dropped, which was 444, he actually stated in that album that he was not performing for the halftime show at for the Super Bowl because of the politics surrounding the NFL, and that he is standing with Colin Kaepernick. He even performed in Colin Kaepernick's jerseys, you know what I mean, because of the politics that's going around with the situation. And understanding that Jay-Z also just became the very first billionaire of hip-hop, so he can now sit at that table with people like the owner of the NFL and have these kind of conversations, right? And that's one thing that Jalen said was, this is the merge. This is the partnership that is going to be needed for the hip hop culture, and I don't really see how this merge helps hip hop at all, honestly. Because if anything, they've been telling our athletes that look like me and you to just shut up and play for as long as they've been playing. So, is Jay-Z now giving them a voice? Is Jay-Z now giving them a platform to be people other than just players? You know what I mean? So it's like, what is the blend? You know, where does the accountability? Because Jalen also said this is where, you know, Rock Nation is going to hold the NFL accountable. But for what? For entertainment?
Yeah, I think I think Jay-Z's smart. You know what I mean? Like I know he knows what he's doing. I know a lot of people knows what he's doing. I'm really rethinking back to where it was stated that he didn't talk to Colin Kaepernick about it, because I feel like at this time he doesn't really have to, because he already knows like the platform that he's about to have, and everybody at this point just trusts him to make sure that, you know, everything is strong, and they have that platform to do what they got to do. But out of everybody in the industry, I feel like Jay-Z is the strongest person to even do something like this. Because if you think about somebody else that was tied to sports, like what's his name, from down south, Percy Miller.
Oh, Master P.
You know, Master P. You know what I mean? Like he played basketball, but I didn't really see him making a move on any other sport like that, or nothing that was going down when it comes to like athletes and sports.
No, Master P actually owns his own co-ed basketball team. He has an entire league where he's bringing African Americans who's not going to be able to join the league. He actually made it co-ed so women and men can actually play at the same time.
So he's doing his own thing. But Jay-Z's mission was like, instead of just, you know, kicking away the people that's actually doing something to us, let's try to establish a conversation and try to get them on the same page and try to make them understand how we really feeling and provide that platform to work with them.
And that's where, when you say things like that, that's where I see like it's not going to happen. And for Jay-Z at this current time, I see the power is what you're talking about. I see the power as far as like being able to sit at that table, having those conversations, being able to be that representation. But what is he actually representing when he goes there is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's even for you to make the comment or the statement saying he doesn't even have to have that initial contact with Colin Kaepernick is a smack in the face. Colin Kaepernick is someone who has been out of a job for 889 days now because he took a knee, only because he stood up for his own rights. You know what I mean? Things that he felt was injustice that was going on with the people that looked like him. So when you don't have that conversation with somebody who's physically on the front lines, boots on the ground every day, fighting for us, making different campaigns, pushing different petitions, having people sign up for different things like that, even sitting down and speaking with people who are in political power that can change different laws and legislations. How could you not have that conversation with him? He's been doing this since 2016. You just jumped on it when they asked you last year, and you're now like, okay, now I see it. And if you haven't, then that's what we as people need to see. You know what I mean? What is the representation? What is going to come from this deal?
I thought it was the other way around. I thought he went to them instead of NFL coming to him.
No, the NFL came to Jayz.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, the NFL came to Jayz.
He should have brought him in the same room then.
Yeah, I'm sure that it came to him because even in his quote, like what Jalen just said, you're gonna need me before I need you. Jayz actually said that in a line, as well. He said that you're gonna need me you're gonna need me before I need you, which is true because in order to get that popularity, back inside the NFL when it comes to music and entertainment, because you would need somebody at the top or a leader, so-called, to say, it's okay, go ahead and go. Because everybody said, I'm not going once Jayz said he wasn't going. So we can see the power there. You know what I mean? So in order for them to get people back in the seats to fill, the stands when entertainers come, you're going to need somebody to say, hey, you guys, it's okay to go back outside and play now. You know what I'm saying? But nothing's going to change. The national anthem is still going to be played. Players are still going to be treated like players and not like people. You know what I mean? Contracts are still going to be cut on the last day, like because they have to play for like three years or something. The last day, a lot of players are not even getting their retirement money because of how the NFL is playing the game. So it's so much underlining to this that just really blew the top off my head. And for Jayz not to have so much conversation about it was just like, yeah, we signed a deal, we're going to drop it, we're going to leak it, and then now that's what it is. That kind of bothered me. I feel like he should have came out strategically a little bit differently.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say is I think we're going to hear from Jayz probably in the next 24 hours or so. There was a meeting, my understanding, at Rock Nation today with Jayz and Roger Goodell, and they met with some of the quote-unquote black media. I believe Charlamagne the Guy was there, Angie Martinez,
yeah.
So, and the word is that they pressed him on, like, why, Jayz, are you now working with the NFL? And supposedly they pressed Roger Goodell on what's up with Colin Kaepernick.
Exactly.
And so hopefully we will hear those statements, or the folks who are in the room. I'm be shocked if they won't be reporting on this by tomorrow. Because, yeah, I'm interested to hear
I want to know
the answers on both of those. And I think it's a fair question to push Jay on why now, since it seemed you were so against them just this calendar year.
And then I also want to know is, like, with this deal, like, and I know this is something they're probably not going to let us know as people, is like, is there some kind of ownership in this deal? Would they be taking this on? Is there a percentage in this deal? You know what I mean? Like, titles involved. Like, how does that work?
So he got Rock Nation Sports, and that's something that he's been building for a while. So he got basketball players and all of that stuff that's on there. So I guess this is also another, a push to help, build that as well.
I know that is. I know for a fact that Rock Nation Sports going to come up off this one.
So one question, though, I do have is I've been learning over the years to sometimes try to look to see, like, why or, like, what would be good about it. And so I'm just trying to play out what is good about this.
That's what I want to know. That's the representation I'm looking for.
I mean, they were going to be booking artists and doing these things whether Rock Nation was involved or not.
But it's going to be Maroon 5. So you can't sell out a Super Bowl with Maroon 5.
But I'm saying, so, okay, Rock Nation is a black-owned business.
It's Jayz.
Yeah, that's what, so it could have went to anybody. It's going to a black-owned business.
Because that's the hip-hop.
And change.
That's the culture.
I know. I'm trying to work through. I'm not saying whether I'm on this page, but I'm trying to think through, like, what's the good reasons for it. So there's a black-owned business that now is doing work with NFL to help them do something as opposed to somebody else.
I'm thinking what Miles just said, to help build the sports agency, to help build Rock Nation Sports Agency, and to, I guess, help other entertainers who would not necessarily be able to touch that field to perform or to put on an act or get on the stage, actually get on the stage.
Yeah, because when you got more say in a partnership like that, it's like, yo, I want to bring Kendrick out, and then you be like, nah, we can't do that. I'm like, well, that's our deal. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm
saying?
What
you mean I can't bring Kendrick out? You know what I mean?
And
Like,
then also that brings more money. Me thinking a little bit deeper, it brings more money because picture having Kendrick Lamar and Drake at a Super Bowl. The first thing you're going to do is like, oh, I'm trying to go to the halftime. I'm not even trying to watch the game. You know what I mean? Then, like, last year it was in Atlanta. You think about it. You know, Atlanta, having Atlanta Super Bowl with all the Atlanta folks. That's what Jermaine Dupri was fighting for at that time. Like, a lineup of Atlanta artists. Sheesh, that's a party. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I think they're going for. Filling more seats, you know, blending that culture. That's what he said as hip-hop. And then also, you know, allowing people to feel more comfortable with being a part of the NFL because for, like he said, for the past 3 years, it's been a shield up, especially for people that look like us. We don't want to be a part of it because there's nothing there for us. We go, we listen to the white people sing the national anthem. We go, we get, you know, dismissed because we're taking a knee or we're not standing up during the anthem. So it's like, how can we make the hip-hop culture feel more welcome to come spend more money in our seats and make both the NFL and Rock Nation richer?
And how many of y'all in this room seen the halftime show last year?
I stopped watching football 3 years ago.
I
didn't even watch my Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl.
I stopped watching it 3 years ago.
See the Super Bowl.
That's what I mean.
That's
what I mean. None of y'all in here seen it. I ain't even see it, and that's why I asked that question. So the majority of the African Americans in this country who's seen it.
Jayz's gonna help bring that shield down.
And that's what they realize that they losing on.
Exactly.
They losing our culture on like the halftime shows.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Nobody's tuning in.
And the crazy part is, I think like with having hip hop being immersed in the NFL culture, they're gonna try to blend it even harder. Every game is probably gonna have like a halftime show now. You know what I mean? Depending on the two teams that's playing, they're gonna bring somebody
Travis
out.
Scott about
you
to
know
have
what
the
I'm
littest
saying?
halftime
Like,
show
it's
ever.
gonna be a concert every halftime show. Like
It's gonna fly in the stadium.
It's gonna be popping. Like I'm sure it is, man. Definitely. But I just wanted to bring that up. Did anybody else have anything else they wanted to say on it? Anybody else even hear about it? This is something new to you guys? As an athlete, what do you think about it, Rhea? Okay, I'll take that. What about let me ask too. Just let me ask about this. Even with the NCAA situation, right? And I want to get off of sports real quick, but I want to ask this as with the NCAA situation, right? So the NCAA is now requiring all agents to have a college degree as well. To even become a sports agent, to recruit athletes to be professional ball players.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that? Is that unfair? We want to hear that.
I mean, as time goes on, I mean, all of us, got some time on us as far as years and working in certain fields. But nowadays, you need a degree for just about everything. So I say, why not? So if I gotta be working in business administration and I have to have a master's or wherever, so on and so forth, to work in corporate, why shouldn't they have to? That's just kind of how I look at it.
No, and I actually like that. But the only thing I was thinking was like, it's about the money once again. And it's also a way to stop people from making money. You know what I mean? Because you don't race too. Yes, I just didn't want to go there because I always be on mine. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to go there. It's about the.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You said what I wanted to say, so I appreciate that. And go ahead.
I was thinking it was just to knock those parent agents.
Exactly.
That, and then
the LeVar Balls of the world.
Yeah. That's
exactly. So it. What you about to say, Greg? Go ahead, get it out.
Come on, this is about brothers and sisters making money and power moves in the NBA.
Exactly.
Because the NCAA, last time I checked, don't they play other sports in the NCAA? Don't they play soccer?
Oh, everything.
Tennis? But the rule was for basketball agents. Mm-hmm. So come on, let's stop it. And
that was a dart at LeBron James and his whole team too.
And by the way, they require certification, which Rich Paul, who a lot of people brought up about this whole thing, has passed the certification. And so the degree thing, stop it. There's a lot of things that people do without degrees in this world. Mm-hmm. And if you're singling out one sport, then I already know something's up.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what it is. Because a lot of players who don't necessarily make it to the NBA, they become sports agents because all they know is sports. So they can help other people thrive in sports. You know what I mean? So to make them go get a degree, but don't make the actual ball player go get a degree, ain't that kind of backwards?
Definitely.
Everybody needs a degree.
I feel like if you good at something like recruiting people, just let them recruit. I mean, it shouldn't be no limit on it for sure. That's my opinion on it.
So, wait, I think I just took a left. Because I don't think everybody needs a degree. I do think that the standard is a degree, but there's so many people who have made so much money without one.
Facts.
And I think that, all right, so Greg's like 2/3 of America doesn't have a degree, and they're getting paid probably. So I think that at the end of the day, if you have some good experience, right, we don't want you to
Steve
just...
Jobs didn't have a degree.
We don't want you just going out here and being like, oh, hey, I want to be, an agent today, right? But I think if you have good mentors, if you have good investments and different things like that, and as far as investments, I mean like time and energy and different things like that, then you can make it happen. College is a scam, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day.
Well, you talking to us. We got a college student in here, but like.
What you think, though? I want to ask.
I'm in college too.
Wait, hold on now.
They
Depends.
got me too, bro.
It depends.
No, and
that's
and
controversial.
The best part about it, we're actually at 3 different levels of college. Jerron goes to a community college. Greg is in getting his undergrad, and Fia is actually getting her master's degree, which is amazing of levels, right? So, Jerron, let me ask you, being in a community college, how do you think that is preparing you? Do you think that's a scam, or what you think?
Not at all, because you can get the same education from somewhere else, and it's at a lower cost. So I think everyone has their journey. For me, like, since I could have went to other colleges if I wanted to, but I wanted to go somewhere where I could, like, where it could be more affordable for me. So really now, I don't really have to pay that much, just a couple of thousand in loans, wherever than, like, 10,000 in loans if I went to, like, I don't want to put no colleges out on blast like that, but like another university that would like pay you $10,000 in loans, and then you got to pay that back, or like $20,000 in loans for just doing 2 years, when you can go to community college and start off there, pay off a couple of loans there for like 2 years of the same experience. But it might apply more at like a university doing more, but it all depends.
No, I definitely agree. I think as I just continue on my educational journey, I see how, I guess, scam-like it is in regards to the degree. I honestly think you're doing it the smartest way possible. Even if you want to, go on and get a bachelor's degree, at least you're not overwhelming and drowning in debt already. So if somebody was like, hey, you can go to community college for 2 years and then go somewhere else, break it up, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't regret going to college. I actually really like higher education, but I like it more so for the experiences and the people. Don't get me wrong. I can't really even remember half of what I learned in the classroom, but the experiences that I had outside the classroom really made my college experience worthwhile.
So should everybody be going to get their master's degree? Is that the road to success?
I think everyone has their own road to success. Don't listen to me and say, hey, like, go get your master's degree. You have to do what's best for you. I went back to school because I'm just like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. But when I have that $98,000 in student loan debt coming, I'm just like, maybe I should have took a different route.
So do you think that, let me ask you this question, do you think that a lot of people go back to college to, get their master's because they are not ready for the real world, quote unquote, or they're just like, I need to figure something else out because I'm not necessarily happy with just having an undergrad degree?
I think I think there's several different reasons as to why people go back and pursue master's degrees. I can't necessarily say like, person A went back for this reason. I think I know why I went back, and I can only speak from my personal experience. Now, has it been taught to us the more education you have, the more money you make? Yes. But that's that part of unlearning and relearning that we have to do, because when I was in high school graduating, the next step was college. Nobody was talking to me about finances. Nobody was talking to me about trade schools or different things of that nature. So I think we just have to open up the conversation and broaden the conversation and really let people know that there's multiple ways to success. We're sitting in a barbershop. There's so many people who have made ways without even, I'm not throwing shit. I don't know if you guys have undergrad or anything degree, but you can cut hair. You don't have to go to school, higher education to do that. I'm not throwing shade, but I think at the end of the day,
I don't think that's shady. It's true. You can get a trade and be amazing at it.
I just think it's just fresh.
Exactly.
It's just fresh. You don't have to go to get an MBA to open a business. I think that we don't necessarily talk about those relationships, which are really important. And he was like, yo, bro, let me cut your hair. Yeah. They're not talked about enough at all.
I don't think they're talked about when it comes to college. It's like 2 weeks ago I was in a workshop and an old head came in. And
Shout out to the old heads.
Nah, he was an old head. He's probably like one of our uncles or something, yo, for real. But he came in and we was having a conversation, and all of a sudden he was just like, the best way is to go to college. You got to go. Everybody need to just go to college. I feel as though if our parents, whoever we grow up with, or even in school, if they taught us other ways, especially in reference to finances, then people will be better off. I feel as though a lot of times we try to uphold this perception or view of whoever raises us in the home. So parents usually have a typically like, you're the one that's going to go to college. You're the one that's going to do this. So I feel as though if kids or whomever was more free to express who they were, then maybe the parents could tap into that and be like, you know what? Maybe this person doesn't need to go to college necessarily. They have something else that we can push them forward to so they can be more successful in. But that's how... I'm sorry.
Yeah. Getting to the microphone.
All right, so I want to kind of wrap it all the way back around. We're talking about how people need to... No, I'm good. How people need to... basketball players need to now have a degree, right? What about student athletes? They are now going to school to be an athlete, right? And then you get them out of college, you pull them out of college for them to go to the NBA or whatever. Like, it's a constant cycle. So then you're giving them the thoughts of, like, you can be an athlete, right? You can be the next LeBron James. So now they're going to be that student athlete, and they don't have any education. Like, their education is taken away from them.
Shout out to all the athlete students out there. I was one of them.
Right. But that's the problem.
I know. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like, I was one of them. I allowed the NCAA to pretty much, the NCAA is one of the biggest nonprofit organization scams that is out there to this day, because they're still considered a nonprofit organization. But the NCAA is one of the worst nonprofit organizations I would admit that I have been a part of, playing college basketball. Because one, that is a full-time job. Like, being a student athlete or athlete student, however you want to consider it, is a full-time job. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of sleepless nights. It's a lot of exhaustion.
And that has nothing to do with your education.
Nothing to do with education. But at the same time, when you are participating in student being a student athlete or different things like that, there's a lot of perks that come with it. So you don't even see yourself not necessarily getting the experience of the education, because there's so many different perks that come along with being a student athlete.
And but from the opposite end, it's a perk to a kid, but then you're pushing this child along because they're the head of the basketball team, the varsity team. This person's carrying our title now. We get more money because we got all these trophies now. And they're not focusing on the fact that Johnny does not know how to read.
And then that's what people are talking about with, once again, what's his name again?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul. That's what Rich Paul is doing now, and this is why the situation is even coming up, because what Rich Paul is doing with his athletes, he's actually helping them to become educators and business people. All of them have outside careers outside of the NBA, NFL, whatever they actually play, and that's why they're actually trying to stop him right now, because they see the effect on what he's doing in changing the game, as far as saying, you know what, you didn't get your college degree, even though you're in the NBA, you're hitting 30, we're going to go back and get your undergrad while you're still playing in the NBA. So he's sending his athletes back to college to get their degrees so they can start businesses and have different things like that. Like Andre Iguodala, he just dropped his first book. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things that is happening to change that narrative, because we see the scam inside of the NCAA. And the NCAA sees other people seeing the scam, and they're trying to hold people back from, making money off of it. All right. Ended like that. You good? All right. I just wanted to say, it is. I see what you were saying. I know where you were going, but it's shifting. Like, there's a shift in the community as far as a Black Alliance being a part of professional sports, because we see it, we notice it, and I see it trickling down to a point where we are standing up for ourselves.
And when we do, folks start getting real,
stingy with the money. That's what they see. They get stingy with the dollars. All right, but I want to go to the next topic. We're doing really bad on time when I come to these topics, and I apologize. I do apologize because we haven't even got. This is my second one I'm reading. You was about to say something? No, go ahead. This is what. Yeah, 9:40 is going. Yeah. So the next one was, how do you know who are the right people to be around? How do you know who are the right people to be around? And shout out to True, because she always tells me, like, yo, don't let your white friends get you in trouble, right? So I always think about that. Like, but for real, like, I always think about that. So, and I think about that because I'm like, I don't really have, white friends, but I do have some wild friends, you know what I'm saying, that I know will get me in trouble. So it's like, as becoming an adult, it's like, I understand the pockets that I fit in. You know what I mean? I understand some pockets deserve to keep the lint in them, and I don't need to go in them pockets no more. So I'm definitely learning that the hard way.
So I think...
welcome to the conversation. What's up with you?
Thank you.
No doubt.
I think the answer there is efficiency.
Okay.
You want to be around people who, push you in that direction. You're an artist. You want to be around people who push you to make art more often, promote it. Getting that business mindset, getting that flow. You do sports, you want to be around people who work out with you. Get on the field with you, work out with you, show you what's up. Link you with somebody who's a coach. You know what I'm saying? So, efficiency. You want to keep that energy, keep that vibe, keep that mindset, and move with that. Attract people like that. Be that person to attract another person. Or reach out. Somebody's going through a hard time. Provide that efficiency. Provide that vibe. Be there. Efficiency. Be there. Be consistent.
Definitely, the consistency is a big word. I definitely agree with that one.
Can I jump in?
Please.
And I won't be long. I want to be around people. I was just thinking about this earlier today. I want to be around people I can be my authentic, true self around. And I don't necessarily want to have to walk around on eggshells or, be thinking about things in the back of my head. Like, I want to be my authentic, true self. And I think I want to be around people who hold me accountable. If your friends aren't holding you accountable, if I say I want to save money, but we going out every other night, bro, like something has to give. So I think I would just want to be around somebody who just is supportive, and I think off he said consistency. And I don't want to have to fake it. Like, I don't have to fake it.
Oh, if I got to fake it, we shouldn't even be around.
I just want to be around people with good vibes.
Yeah,
that's all I want to be around.
We should be around people in the first place. And also, we actually said this the next time too. You can announce this one. You can announce that one. We said this on Monday. I said pretty much is, I want to be around like-minded people, yes, but I also want to stay around people who don't necessarily think like me, because they juice me up so much and I learn so much from them. You know what I mean? Like, for example, kids. When I get around kids, we don't think alike, but we're thinking similar things, and they're actually teaching me, different outlooks, different perceptions of how I can deal with certain situations. You know what I mean? Like, even when it comes down to, my basketball teammates, we go out, we chill, those are different nights where we can actually relax and we don't have to think about our everyday 9-to-5 type of lifestyle. So even though it has nothing to do with my growth as an entrepreneur, anything like that, it has everything to do with my self-care and my well-being. So it's like sometimes you have to shift that energy, that consistency, so you can actually, still stay human, whatever a human is, but still stay human.
So does that mean you have different groups of friends?
Yeah, you gotta have different pockets, I believe. You know what I mean? Professional friends, just what's it called? Sophisticated ratchet friends. You gotta have the actual ratchet friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different pockets you gotta jump in. Because if you go, because sometimes you know how you just chilling and you're like, yo, I don't want to be around all this artsy-fartsy stuff right now. I really just want to go to a cookout, open a bottle, and get a little ratchet with my friends. Turn on some Megan Thee Stallion, without nobody judging me. But these are my section of friends that I can do that with, and I won't necessarily have to see myself on TMZ the next day, because we know that that's what we can do in that pocket. You know what I mean? What you about to say, Rick?
Right. I was just, like I said before, the efficiency there that you was just talking about is right on the nail, so you're hitting it right there. I think a lot of people overlook the fact that you're just not, say if you're an artist, you're just not an artist.
Exactly.
Say if you're an athlete, you're just not an athlete. You're much more than that. Being an athlete is just something you partake in. So having those groups of friends around you, or having those kind of people to provide that vibe, you know, and to allow you to open up and, you know, to experience different things, you know, in a good environment, you know, a healthy environment. So that provides that efficiency, like I was saying again. I don't want to keep saying it, but efficiency, you know, efficiency is the word, you know. And some people can't visualize it, you know, because, you know, unfortunately they don't have that around them. But, you know, it's there, you know, efficiency. You know, you want to be around those ratchets. You know, you want to be in the club sometimes. You know, you want to get ghetto. You know, you want to get
be
right.
like that.
You want to get up.
I'm a whole stallion.
Yeah.
Be like that. But let me ask you, because what's your name? I didn't even get. What's your name?
Nicholas.
Nice to meet you, Nicholas. I
Nice to meet
appreciate
you
you for coming. You didn't
Yeah.
get a chance to fill out a paper, but do you have a topic or a question in mind that you want to speak out loud real quick?
Not at the top of my head, but I'll get back to you.
All right, perfect. Neem's got something for us, though.
So, really good one. It's balancing entrepreneurship, creativity, and a personal life. And like pretty much like, how do you balance that? That was your question. Yeah. So, that was a serious one to me when I looked at it, because like oftentimes we get asked to do a lot, and people always say, "Yo, show up this place. I need you," or do this and do that. When sometimes you might just want to relax. You know what I mean? Or just enjoy your own personal time. And be with your family or be with certain friends, like we were just talking about, being efficient in that aspect rather than always creating. You know what I mean? Like that should come second nature to us. But sometimes creating it can feel like a job. And I always tell myself, like, when something I love to do that's creative starts to feel like a job, I need to like chill and then get back to it, because I'm never going to lose that touch. You know, I'm not going to lose that drive. But what's going to kill the drive is if I overdo it. You know what I mean? So that's a real detail. When it's my full time, I always just...
The question was, how do you do that if that's your full time?
Yeah, so if it's my full time, what I do is I really try to make certain sacrifices, because at the end of the day, you have to sacrifice, and really talk to yourself and be like, am I okay right now? Like, you can say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to make it your full time. And that's a choice that we have to just agree with ourselves. Like, if I take certain, like, for example, right now I'm going through a sacrifice as a barber. You know what I mean? I've been cutting for a long time. To other people, it's like, yo, you've been cutting for so long, just keep going. But it's just like, nah, to y'all, it's just a haircut, because y'all sit in my chair and get a haircut and get fresh. To me, I'm actually using a creative spirit, a creative drive. Like, my mind hurts when I go home to the point where I don't even want to draw. So I need to balance that out, you know what I mean? And, like, figure out what can I do to position myself to where my energy is balanced in each thing that I want to do, rather than just bite off more than I can chew just because it's safe. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's no easy way out of that.
Please jump in.
So, well, to speak on what Neems is talking, I'm not sure if there's other artists here, like, so, okay, there you go. Well, every piece of art that you make, you leave a part of your soul in that, right? So I know what he's talking about, 4 to 8 hours working on a drawing from start to finish. By the time you finish,
Nicholas, you gotta talk into the mic for me, please.
By the time you finish, you just want to go to sleep. So when you're standing up for 8-10 hours, cutting people's hair, and then you have all these ideas out of that creative energy that you're not gonna do that night. You gotta sit down and look at a blank page. It's not gonna happen. You just did that with 12 people's heads. So it's like that kind of. I get what he's saying, because I haven't drawn for about 3 weeks now, and before that it's been like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? It's been like 6 months, and before that it's been maybe a year. So what I do is I bide mine. So I'll keep that creative pool, and I just keep it. Period. If I need to draw, I do it in the moment. So I get it's a chess game. So it's like, if you mess up, if you want to draw and you draw too early, you messed up. So now you gotta wait a month, because you're not in the mood no more. It's gone. The creative spirit has left you. You wasted your chance. You did it too early. You didn't wait. So I'm not sure if other people can relate. I mean, it could be like sports. If you want to play basketball, it's the same thing. Oh, I want to go play basketball. I want to play ball. You play ball for a week straight. Now you don't want to play ball no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's kind of like that, but a little different. It hurts.
And if I could say something, and I hope no one gets offended who's listening, who's an artist, and different things like that, because I do understand you guys are sensitive about your shit. I get it wholeheartedly. But as an entrepreneur who works with different creators and artistic people, it is one of the most disturbing things ever to be approached by an artist saying that you're an artist, and then when it comes down to be an artist, you have those blank pages. And it's expected for the business person, to understand we're never going to understand that. And I think that needs to be in like a bylaw when it comes down to an artist. Like that should be written. That should be in full disclosure. Like this is part of my creative way of practicing whatever I'm doing. So it's like when you become a business as an artist, you are expected to run your business accordingly as a business should be ran. And if you're not an artist that have inventory, don't put yourself out there expecting, you know what I mean, people to be on your time. A business is a business. Like, for example, if, you know, you're working with an artist and you need a painting done or you need a flyer done or something, and like, oh, well, I can't come up with anything creative. Can you give me everything you need? No, I gave you the date, the time, the address, and what to put on the flyer. Everything is up to you. You are the artist. You know what I'm saying? So expecting me now to create the flyer, give you an example, or, you know, give you something about what the canvas should look like is like, damn, I should have just put some stick figures on it myself. And I'm not disrespecting by saying stick figures, please, because I have a lot of friends that are artists. But it's just like, it really bothers me at times when I hear things like this, and I want to take it in, I want to be empathetic to it, but it's like, is it a business or is it a hobby? You know what I mean? Is it something that you are excited about doing and you want to make money off of it from time to time, but you're just overselling yourself? And that's my biggest thing when it comes down to artists. I know that was like super off topic, but I just had to get that out.
Different types of artists, yeah, because I run into artists like that too.
All the time.
You know, like I need help with stuff when it comes down to stuff, so I'm always like reaching out to other people, like, yo, can you help me with this flyer? Can you do this piece real quick? And they'll be like, yeah, I got you. Just let me know anytime. Like, my thing is, I don't like that anytime stuff. Like, if you going to say, like, yo, I got you anytime, hit me up when you're ready. And I hit you up when I'm ready, and you got a whole bunch of different things that you're not ready about. Exactly. And I'm just like, bro, like, you told me to hit you up anytime when I'm ready.
Exactly.
Like, I'm supposed to let you know, like, yo, I'll be ready in a month, or I'll be ready in 2 weeks. Like, no, like, yo, can you do this by this time?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it happens. It just depends on the type of person.
I feel like you also have to respect the artist too. Like, if you know that your friend ain't ish, then don't call him anytime. You know what I mean? But at the same time, while I hear that and I listen and I'm taking that in, I do flyers every so often, and I feel like it's still a piece of me that is leaving. I want to give you a quality product, and you didn't tell me what you wanted anyway.
I don't know what I want. I just know what I want on it.
And you know what you don't want. But the thing is, when I go to apply that, I'm thinking, I don't know what you want at all. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try this and see if you like it. And then you'll be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Yep. Okay, well, can you put this here and then this there? And then,
That's
so
the artist's biggest fear right
maneuver that. And so I need that by tomorrow, though. At 6
I need that in an hour.
Right.
You messing with POC, I need these lines in an hour.
That's a designer's biggest fear.
As soon as the idea come, I need it boop on the canvas.
So, and I get that and I respect that, but nobody that comes to an artist wants something plain. You don't want something that's cookie cutter. No, you're not going through my portfolio because most likely the things in there I've already provided to somebody else because I create everything right then and there. So I really feel like it should be taken into consideration that sometimes business and passion go together, and it takes time, and either know what you want or don't come to me.
The business and passion part, that's the emotions. You know what I mean? That's why some people say you have to take your emotions out of business. So that can... We got to share the mic. We got to get into the mic.
Honestly, though, what I've noticed, like, I was designing a logo for somebody. I sent out the logo. She liked it, but needed more to it. But she ended up going with somebody else. And when I seen the design, I'm like, oh, I could have been basic. Me, I'm like going above and beyond trying to create something. When you wanted basic, I could have done that. She didn't say she wanted basic, so I'm going above. That's the same. That's as
Greg, can you pass the mic that way? No, you're fine. Just I want to get the mic.
They come to you because they know your style and they want your style, right? So now they're asking for you to create something of you for them. So you created something of you for them, and they just wanted McDonald's.
Facts.
That's not my fault.
it just it cringes.
So
like,
I'm gonna step in there real quick. So as far as the business aspect of that, anytime that happens, I always make sure there's something like what Greg said is a contract or some written form. Like, yo, if I'm about to start this project,
and
you about to pay me for this,
and
just so if you want to walk off, I ain't waste my time.
Right.
Deposits make a lot of sense.
On what he just said, I was just gonna jump in. So the first thing to do is write that contract up. You know, make sure they pay you initially, then they pay later. You know, when it's finished. But to fix that problem with the ever so expanding, I don't want that, let's try something else. You know, I think most artists should come up with at least three ideas, you know, at least. That's a good number, you know, 3 ideas. Those 3 ideas, you know, that should be enough creatively for your client to, you know, settle down. You know, when you see your client is, and this would be also in the contract, you know, there's a time frame you have to pick, you know, because people are very, what do you call it, subjective. So as in that, they see something they like, but they want to see if you can make it a little bit better. Mm-hmm. You know, so they want to get a little bit more time out of you. And, you know, you got to make sure you have that in your contract. So, yes, the business mind is there, but you also have to protect your artist spirit as well to let people know, like, hey, this is serious. You have to come to a conclusion on the design. And, you know, let's get this. Let's make it happen, you know. But I understand, you know, it's a cringe. Like you say, it's a cringe. You know, but it's a process. Not every person that is business-minded understands that as a business person, you know, to close the deal, you know, So
but they shouldn't call themselves a business person.
And that's what I was about to say, is that there's a difference between a business person and an artist. If you're coming to an artist, don't expect them to have all the business.
But they're running their artistry like a business, and that is
like a business.
That is,
either it is a business or it's not a business.
Minded, right?
You do have to be business minded when you're selling your product
Facts.
as an artist. So I mean, that's something I'm learning for myself, is to be more business minded with my art, because I'm so passionate about what I put out, and I'm really sensitive about it. That's why I don't post much. You have to learn how to be business minded.
But I think that's a personal choice for you. You have chosen to do it business-like. So when somebody else is bringing in their thoughts about how you should run the stuff that you're doing, that's not on you. That's still on them. Like, if you had a business that is your business, I could see that. But if they're coming to you as an artist and you're just using business techniques, that's different to me. You can still have a contract.
Depends what you see. It depends, like, how, because like you said, it's a personal thing, so it depends on what you see your art is worth and what your work is worth. Mm-hmm. For example, I'm an author, so this is on. It's still art. It's still art, but it's
a form of art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something that I created, so I see my worth in, like, charging my books for $15. But I feel like even though I could still charge it lower than where the market is at, it's still of great worth. So it can still be sold a lot, and it has been selling. I've been selling over 30 copies now, and, like, it's been doing good. Yeah, it's been good. It's been doing good now.
Shout out to Mr. Phenomenal.
So yeah.
All right, I want to get Greg's last comment in, because I want to do one last thing before we wrap up. We got about 5 minutes. Go ahead, Greg.
Just one thing. I've been on both sides of the business and art. Even if you're not into business as an artist, if you accept someone's work, that is a business deal. And so as a result, no matter how good or bad they are at business, you're now into a deal, and you should be aligned on scope of work. You should be aligned on the timing and all those things. And sometimes when things fall down, we get to look in the mirror and go, what was my part in it not working out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Facts. And the efficiency. Shout out to Nicholas, right?
Back to that. I'm just saying.
And then also I would say, too, and this is something that I learned, don't take verbal contracts as a contract. You know what I mean? Even if you can't get something officially in black and white, a simple email, a text message chain, you know what I mean? At least you can read back through verbiage and be like, but this is what was said.
And one other thing, sometimes you got to say no.
No, not sometimes, a lot of times.
Because a lot of these situations are because either you needed the money in that, and hey, I've been there too. But sometimes we take on these projects that we're not feeling
at all.
So again, look in the mirror. Some of the stuff has been breaking down because of what we've been doing, not the other person on the other side.
Facts. I definitely agree with that. All money ain't good money.
Doesn't mean it's not possible to make some money, on that deal. You know, it just depends on you gotta know your client too. You know, you can't accept the deal. You're talking to them the first time. You ask them what they want. You know, what are they thinking? It's not concrete. You know, you gotta let them know. Hey, your idea is not concrete. You know, it's gonna take a minute. You know, you gotta pay me for that time. You know, if you're being on the fence, I can't do business with you like that. You know,
and then also, artists, be real with yourselves. If you know you cannot get something within a 48-hour turnaround, be extremely honest with yourself. Like, you know what? I'm going to need 7 days and not 2. Right. You know, not a lot of you, but some people are simply saying, yo, I can get that to you in 2 days, knowing damn well they got the 9 to 5, the kids, soccer practice, basketball practice, and then you got to do my flyer at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? It's not going to work that way.
See, I wouldn't even be mad at the artist if I was coming up to another artist to do something for me and they say I need 6 months. Okay, I'll give you 6 months.
6 months. I don't want that. Unless you better give me like a Picasso type style, you know, I can hang up in my museum or something. Then nah, I'm not with that. But I got one last thing I want to do with you guys. I actually have a trivia game that I want to do because it is Winning Wednesday. We actually have 2 Russell Brand, College Brown Entertainment, CBE productivity planners that I want to give away today to the winners. You know, I guess we're going to do it because we got to make it really fast. It's a Winning Wednesday, so we wanted to give away something this time around. So the first 2 people, I guess, that have the most answers will win the productivity planner.
So the
product.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm about to. The idea that I had was us splitting into teams, but we don't have that much time to be splitting into teams like that. So the productivity planner is sponsored by College Bound Entertainment too. I just want to put that out there. So it will. I'm gonna have 7 questions, and the person who you have to raise your hand. You know what I'm saying? Neems is gonna be the judge as far as who raised their hand first. I do understand people have mics in their hand. Even though you have the mic in your hand, you can't just say it in the mic. If the person raised their hand, Neems picks and say you was the first person that raised your hand, then you will grab the mic. You will say the answer. If you get the answer wrong, somebody has the opportunity of answering the question after you. So it's the first person to have, the first 2 people to have the top amount of answers. It's 7 questions total. All right. And these are some really random ones, but I thought these would be really good as far as just seeing what people are. So the first question is, what is the most common diagnosed cancer in men?
No, you ready? You ain't know it? You ready?
She put it down.
Right.
Neems, you got to be on it like, nah, you right. You got who's
Greg
first?
Go ahead, Greg.
Greg, you first. Neems said you got it.
Prostate
cancer is the answer. Ding, 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 ding. We got to get some bells up in here. That's my fault. All right. All right. So prostate cancer is the answer. The reason why I put that question in there is because I knew men would be here today. So that pretty much was saying, like, please go check your prostate. I don't care if you're, think you're 19. You still need to go get yourself checked out. Please go do that for me. All right. So the next question is, what is Muhammad Ali's birth name?
Greg.
Dang, Greg. Is he in your eye, in your peripherals or something?
Yeah, I'm seeing the whole board. I'm seeing the whole board. Gotta be quicker than that, dog.
What is Muhammad Ali's birth name?
Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay.
Oh,
yes,
man,
yes.
that's 2.
That's 2 for Greg. That's 2 for Greg. All right. Let me get a little harder. What is a group? Y'all ready? Because I don't want to repeat it. What is a group of lions called? Ooh.
The Pride.
The Pride, yeah, Jerron, you're right. Shout out. And I put that in there today, too. Exactly, yes. And I put that in there because we all need to have, like, that lion spirit. But at the same time, we have to have pride. Yeah.
But I see everybody's hands go up. Damn near at the same time. So I'm like, real.
So we have to have pride. Like, that was my real reason for putting that in there. All right, so that's 2 over there, 1 over there. Come on, ladies, where y'all at, man? Get me right. All right. How many rings make up the symbol for the Olympic Games?
I had to go her in the back.
5. She right. Shout out to Alicia.
Greg went
She's
too
right.
fast.
All right, so that's 1 over there. All right, we got like 3 more questions. Y'all ready? No, we got 4. You got 7 questions. 3? It's 4. Yes. Trying to play my math. You know what I'm saying? No wonder why you ain't got no answers. All right. And this is going to be a number game just because you just said that. What is the total amount of numbers on a pair of dice?
Nick.
Total amount of numbers on a pair of dice. That's the answer. That's the answer to
If you don't get it, Jerron, go in there.
Come on, Neil.
Hey,
you got
look,
your man
5,
out here cheating.
4, 3,
24. And you're wrong. Next. And you're wrong. You can't yell out anyway.
Jerome.
18.
And you're wrong.
Greg.
And you're wrong.
Can I say it?
You're wrong. You're wrong. Hold on. Before we give it away.
You say the question one more time.
I'm going to say the question again. What is the total number of dots on a pair of dice?
Oh.
I did.
42. 42.
No, I didn't. I said what's the total number of dots on a pair of dice?
42.
Are we accepting
That's
that?
a hard question.
Am I right? If it only depends if I'm
I have to ask my judge. I have to ask my judge. Are we accepting this
42 on
answer?
a pair of dice.
Wait, what was it? 42?
Yeah. I don't want to tell the answer until we accept it. Judge Neems.
What was the answer? What was the final answer?
I don't want to tell it until. Are we accepting this answer?
We can accept it.
Y'all
What was your final answer? What was your final answer?
We'll say it one more time.
42.
All
She's
right.
correct. 42 is the answer. It's a pair of dice.
Because
a pair
24
of
on one.
Yes, 24 on one. Yes.
We're going to split the planner, bro. We're going to split
All
the
right,
planner.
so we got 1, 1, 2, 1. So we got 2 more questions, all right? All right, y'all ready?
We're doing side by side or is individuals?
What you mean?
Half teams?
No, we're not doing teams.
All right,
I'm
cool.
just going to give it
All
away
right.
to 2 people. All right, so the next question is, what is the name of Winnie the Pooh's donkey friend?
Eeyore.
Eeyore, that's
Hey,
right. I was
damn,
just trying
that's
to see where
tied
y'all
up.
was at with it.
No, we got to do a tiebreaker. Why wouldn't you know that?
And that's why I put that there to see what's up. You had to go back to the class. And the crazy part is, though, you actually said at the beginning of the...
Cut it out.
In fact.
Yo, so it's Jerron, so we got 2-2 right here.
Yeah, 2-2
2-2,
right
Greg
here,
still
and then
winning with
1-1. And the crazy part is, at the earlier beginning of the show, you actually said, we need more cartoons. We need new cartoons. All right, so the last one is, y'all ready? All right, I'm gonna see what y'all know about the Earth. Is the planet Jupiter larger or smaller than the Earth?
Damn, that was.
Come on,
hey,
Nate,
everybody's gonna
you're supposed to be
say.
on it.
Everybody's gonna say. Go ahead, Jerron. Everybody say the
Jupiter is
answer.
larger
Jupiter is larger
than the Earth.
All right, so we got a tiebreaker. All right,
3-3.
last question. 3. We got just 3. These 3. That's it. Last one. All right, and this one is going to be a big wild one too to see if y'all know this. What is the Hunchback of Notre Dame's name?
Damn, ain't no hands. 0.
All 3 of you guys.
I don't even know his name.
What is the Hunchback of Notre Dame's name?
Jesus,
Don't
take
cheat.
the
Put
wheel.
it down. Don't cheat.
Go ahead. Nick.
Oh, my bad. That's me.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Good. Yeah.
No, you
Just
can't.
look
No, he
it up.
can't answer it. He can't. It's just these 3.
You're not gonna answer. It's gonna go her.
No, they
All right.
can't even. She can't even
Wait, what's the
answer. It's
question?
a
Restate the
tiebreak. It's a tiebreaker.
She can't.
What?
She can't answer because Greg's still gonna win then.
No, because Greg got 2, Afia got 2, and Jerron got 2.
No, Jerron actually got 3 now. Huh?
Jerron, you got 2. You
You got 2 now.
You
All right.
trying to cheat for your friend?
No, I thought it was 2-2 and 3.
Nah, 2. This the last question. What was the Hunchback of Notre Dame's name?
Notre Dame.
Dang, what you want to do? Just give it to her? All right.
Oh, wait, what? No, that wasn't the rules. No, I'm sorry. No. Like,
We
Mad
gonna have
confident.
a double tiebreaker.
I hope you ain't look at Google over there.
no, because you can't just change. All right. So this is what's wrong with black people. They want to change the rules
Wow.
at the end of
We
the
went to
game.
color.
Everybody gets a medal, right?
You went to color.
No, I
Are
just
you-
it goes
How-
back
how
to
mad
that
are
other
you
question
right
about
now?
what's we're missing.
You want to
the
leave that
community.
question up in the
We're
air?
missing official rules.
I'm
And
actually
then-
about
and
to
then ask
try to
another
get
question?
I'm
Changing the
about to
rules.
try to get another question right
want
now.
another question?
I'm actually trying to get another. All right, so we're just gonna leave that one there. But the answer to that was Quasimodo.
Oh, wow.
Quasimodo. That was the answer to that one. I try to switch the rules. All right. All right. Neems, come up with a question.
Oh, man. Let me see if y'all know states, because I'm from Boston. I'm going to ask y'all a real trick question.
Are you from Boston? I did not know that.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
born in Boston.
Yeah, let's go.
Y'all know state nicknames by any chance? Okay, what is the nickname of Boston? Like how you got Philly is the brotherly love. What is the nickname of Boston?
And Greg Hand went up first. I saw that.
Yeah, he did.
Beantown?
Yeah.
Beantown, congratulations.
He got it.
All right, so
Boston, not a state, though, by the way.
Boston is not. It's a city.
It's a city in the state,
That's
so
a
you're
good
right.
one. That's a
That's
good
a
one. That's a good
2-2
one.
That's what I mean.
All right, but we actually need one more question for Jerron and
the
Afia.
tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker.
All
'Cause
right.
I have 2 I want to give away.
I like these trick questions, though. That's hard.
May the
I
best
don't. I
spirit
can't
win.
even think of something right now off the top of my head.
May God be with you.
What is Julius Erving's basketball number?
Ooh. 6.
Oh.
You did. All right, she said it, Jerron. We just gonna go with it.
The hand, though.
I didn't raise my hand.
Greg told her the answer too.
Oh.
That's how she got it.
That's the question.
All right, I got a question for y'all.
Go ahead.
All right. Y'all know time, right? Y'all know 24 hours and 12 hours? All right, bet. I got you. So it's 10 o'clock right now. What time in military time is it?
Ooh, great. Come on, Devon.
Dang.
We over here trying to figure it out. Come on, man.
I like it. Yeah, she was all
She did say that was the right answer, too. It was 2,200. It was 2,200.
on, man.
Yo,
Damn.
you're funny, girl.
You know what? I'm going to just bow out and give Jerron my plan.
No.
We'll take that.
He actually want to work. He actually want to work for it.
It's cool.
And she definitely said give him my planner. She definitely did just say that. She definitely
got
did just
earned
say that. I got to think of a question. I did not expect y'all to go past my 7 questions. We go.
Feel one.
But the people on air can't see.
Your facts. We're going to actually just give it to Jerron.
I'm gonna give it to
We're going to give it to
Jerron.
Jerron. We're going to give it to
No,
Jerron.
no. The
No, Jerron.
ladies
No,
can.
I'm giving it to you. I'm gifting it to you at this time.
Well, I'm just
I love you, but I'm giving, I said that's what I'm saying. I love you. I have.
No.
So we're going to do it like that. All right. I appreciate you guys for coming out. We got to wrap with this show. Thank you guys for tuning in, you know, on this Winning Wednesday. Thank you for playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to College Round Entertainment for giving us these planners to give away tonight, too, as well. I appreciate Harmony the Goddess and Tab Money for always holding it down in the background. Shout out to Exhibit A, Rhea, Divine, Greg, Afia, Jerron, Nicholas, my guy. Where you go? No,
forgot my name on
No,
here.
I was
Damn.
about to say Trozy, but I was
Tro,
thinking
yeah,
about
he went
Trozy,
downstairs.
but then I looked at you like Neems. No, I wasn't like that. I didn't see him disappear.
Let's do a shout out for,
Trozy for allowing us to come through. Dang, Jerome about to break the equipment. But Trozy for coming through and allowing us to have this every third. We appreciate you, Trozy. Shout out to these Black-owned businesses. Support one. What is the address so they can come down here and get a cut?
So, yeah, we do it 732 North 2nd Street, and it's on 2nd and Brown every month. So if you're listening right now, just show up next month if you want to, or any month we do it. Just reach out.
And definitely join in on the conversation tomorrow. You already know, turn your radios back up. 7 a.m. getting this good morning mix. We got the duo, the Assassins, coming through. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to my God names. We did it another month down in the books. We'll be back in September. We truly appreciate you guys. Revive is alive. Once again, Revive is alive. I want you guys out there to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Revive_POC. And don't forget to subscribe to that Revive newsletter where you can find at ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, that is ReviveIsAlive.com. Spread the word, spread the message. It's me, your girl POC, host of Revive Radio.